Hey folks, I'm going to be playing an old game today. It's an old ZX Spectrum game that I'm going to be playing on the RetroArch emulator. I do actually own this game, by the way. I've got a cassette copy somewhere back at my folks' house. But this is a really, really old game, and it was made in the mid-80s. I'm actually using a CRT filter on it as well, because these games were designed to be played on cathode ray tube televisions, and they look like crap if you don't. So yeah, that's why there's a little bit of, you'll see some bloom and stuff on the on the lighter colors. That's deliberate. It's just to emulate what these games used to look like. And the reason why I'm playing a lot of retro games at the moment, and the reason why I'm doing so is because I'm trying to get my head around what it is about modern games that's annoying me. And I'm starting to notice a lot of homogenization of game mechanics that are starting to kind of like come in from other genres, particularly into strategy games. But it's kind of, this is something that's going on right across the gaming industry, where games developers are finding stuff that seems to be popular or they think is popular, and then just kind of like building all their games to try to play to favorites, to try to bring in as broad an audience as possible. And I really feel like we're losing something in doing that. Now, I'm not making any claims that this is a better game than modern games, because it's not. It's got problems, okay? But it's interesting, and it's an interesting slice of a time when games development was kind of like transferring over from individual bedroom programmers, like you would get with something like Manic Miner by Matthew Smith, who made that when he was like 17. And he very famously said in an interview, like when he was a kid, I predict a time when video games are going to require more than one person to complete them. He said these games are getting so big that you're going to have to have a team of people working on them, and he was quite correct. Now, this game was made by a small team, and by the mid-80s, I think this came out in 86, I think. I would have played it in about 86 or 87, but I remember getting this from a bin of cassette tapes for various video game systems or home computer systems at, I think it was Woolworths, which was a shop in the UK that I think is gone now. But yeah, they just used to sell all sorts of things. It was kind of like a department store, I guess, like a cheap department store. And they used to have these big bins full of cassette tapes, and there would be Commodore 64 games and Amstrad CPC games or whatever it was, and ZX Spectrum, and I had the Spectrum. So this is one of them. Okay, I'm going to jump into the game, and then I'll talk about it as we go. It's based on a toy series. You probably will have heard of Zoids at some point if you're over 30. It's still going in Japan apparently. Okay, so what we've got to do is we've got to find the 6 pieces of Zoidzilla. Now we're going to move over this way. We are represented. This square is representing our Zoid here. Sorry, I'm just going to turn the volume down a little bit on the game. So as you can see, we're represented by this square, and we've got the mountains here, and we're moving through a mountain pass. Okay, we've got these 8 controls. This one here is for identifying what an enemy Zoid is. The satellite dish is for scanning what we are currently standing over. So if we destroy something, we can examine its wreckage. We can move with this one. This one is for examining stuff. So let me show you. Here, for example. Okay, that's a radio beacon, right? So the radio beacons are a building that is used to alert the stronger enemies to come and defend one of these city areas. What do we got here? This is a power station. Okay, let me just, I think it's still a little bit loud. I'm just going to turn it down just a little bit more. Okay, so you'll see, I don't know if you saw, but there was some dots moving from this station here. So, the cities are protected. Let me tell you what you got to do in the game first. Basically, Zoidzilla is the big Zoid. You were trying to destroy the red Zoid territory by coming in with this big Zoid called Zoidzilla. Okay, and Zoidzilla was destroyed. Like, it was destroyed on the way down, and it was split into 6 pieces. And there are these 10 areas where there are cities based in Red Zoid territory, and we're in one of them now, right? And the idea is they've actually buried 6 pieces of Zoidzilla in hidden amongst 10 of these areas, and they're underneath these city dome things. Okay, so let me show you. By the way, this is a feature that we can use to actually call in an airstrike. So we're going to call in an airstrike to this power station. The reason why we do this is the power station is so important that when it is attacked, it draws power from all of the other buildings I see some Zoids moving there. It will draw power from all of the other buildings, and they're unable to defend themselves, which means that once it's hit, it will take the power, use it as a deflector shield, and defend itself. However, all the other buildings will be then, what's the word? Defenseless, and we can actually use our missiles to destroy them. We want to take out this. Let me just show you again. We want to take out this thing here, this radio beacon, because it will summon the 2 strongest enemy Zoids to us, and we don't want those guys to come. Okay, so the base has hit its target. Great. So we know now that because these power station's been hit, this target here, the radio beacon, is now defenseless. So we're going to launch a torpedo. We're going to launch a missile at it. Now we have to control this. Oh, and we got to dodge these mountains because there's things like wire guided. Okay. We want to orient ourselves towards this red target on the horizon. Just dodge these multicolored mountains over here. As you can see, it's very, very basic graphics. You know, this is a ZX Spectrum. It was a very, very limited system. There we go. I think we got it. There we go. All right, so we've taken out the beacon. Now that means that Red Horn the Terrible, which is the enemy leader, is not going to be able to come and find us. Now, you have to bear with me. This game is very, very difficult. It's a little difficult to control. What we want to do is now... Oh, hang on. Let me just cancel out that. So your Zoid will actually follow the path that you set. Now, got to be a little bit careful, because if enemy Zoids get close to us, like this thing here... Okay, we're actually firing at a city zone there. But the enemy Zoids will fire missiles at you, and once they've kind of detected you and started shooting at you, it's very hard to survive. So... This is a very interesting game because it's kind of like an action game, but it's also a strategy game as well. And you have to play in a strategic way if you want to win. So what we're doing at the moment is we're just going to take out a couple of these city domes. And this will enable us to search them and see if we've got a piece of Zoidzilla in there. We can also gain more ammunition and power because, as you can see in that user interface at the bottom where it says Zoidar power, that kind of works like a time limit. Okay, so look, there's a bunch of enemy Zoids here. We really need to get in quickly and search this stuff before anything gets too close to us. So let's just get in here. We're going to move in. Hopefully we don't get attacked by these Zoids that are going to be panic right. Okay, I'm going to use the search function. There we go. Okay, so we did actually found some stuff, but I'm going to move myself back out because we're going to get attacked by all these Zoids, look. Okay. So we've done an important job. I'm going to move myself down this way. We've done an important job in taking out that radio beacon. Now what we want to do is to try to take out the power station completely. So what we're going to do, I'm going to call in an attack. There we go. What? Might be a little bit buggy. Yeah, we want to hit this one. There we go, power station. Yeah, these are old games, man, and they do have bugs, I'm afraid. So now what we need to do is we need to get ourselves into a position where we're going to be able to see that power station. However, as you can see, the enemy Zoids are starting to guard it now. They're those blue blobs. Let's see if we can identify what they are. What's this thing? It's a spineback. Okay, we want to kill that. There's not that many of those. Ah, okay, I think he got away. Let's try and hit this thing. Just to show you what it's like to kill a Zoid. Okay, this is a Hell Runner. These things aren't very strong, but it's a bit of a waste of time shooting at these things, I think. So as you can see, yeah, it's really interesting. It's got like a very interesting sort of set of like mini games almost. Okay, so we killed that Hell Runner. Now we've got to move closer to this. I don't know if we... Oh, there we go. Right, the base has hit its target. Let's destroy this one close to us, this city zone here. Now, we have no idea, by the way, whether a piece of Zoidzilla is hidden in this particular canyon that we're in. So we've just got to... It's just pot luck as to figure out whether these city zones are actually hiding anything. But they'll usually contain something. Now, in the story, these city zones are the things that are actually... they're actually producing the enemy Zoids, so destroying them is actually a good thing to do for the war effort. There we go. Right, now I've got enemy Zoids incoming, but let's see if we can take out this power station now. If we can take this out, we don't have to rely on the homing on the airstrikes anymore. And we can actually use those just to directly attack the enemy bases. Okay, we need to move. Oh no, it's still... What we got here? It's just a hell runner. Okay, we're going to get attacked now. So I'm actually going to move back. I thought that missile attack would do the job. Okay, so we got a bit too close to the enemies and they're going to attack us with missiles now. We've got a gun and we can shoot down the enemy missiles. This is quite difficult to do, by the way. And so you don't really want to be engaging with this system, because once you do... I don't know if you can see it, but you've got these missiles incoming. And I'm about as good as you can get at shooting these things down. But they are really quite difficult to target. I'm doing a good job at the moment, though. Okay. There's a lot of them. And if there's a lot of enemies, there'll be a lot of missiles. And this is where one of the game's failings comes in. This can be like... You can be shooting these things for like 2-3 minutes sometimes. It's quite frustrating. Okay, there we go. Incoming missiles nil. Going to standby. Let's move ourselves away. We need to get out of here now. Okay, we need to hit this base again. Oh, this power station with the airstrike. Targets on hit list. Okay. I'm going to move back this way and just see if we can evade any further attacks, because they kind of know where we are now. This game's got very, very rudimentary AI. It's not very good, but it's, you know, it's fun enough to play against. Okay. Now, once we've hit that, let's see what we got here. Now, each of these canyons, or these city complexes, is guarded by a series of like replaceable units and unique units as well. So some of the Zoids that are going to be fighting are... Okay, that's a hell runner. Some of them are actually unique, so once you've destroyed them, they can't be replaced. So it's worth looking out for those and trying to kill them. They're usually the stronger ones as well. Okay, so a spine back, for example, that's quite a strong one. Okay, let's hit this city zone. We've got a couple to search now, once we can get in there, but we've got to try and clear a path. I do want to be able to kill the power station if I can. Go. I like the little mushroom cloud, it's pretty cool. Really, we want to be killing the spine backs, because the spine backs are the ones that fire lots of rockets at you. Okay, there we go. So we're going to try and take out one of these guys now. Now, you only have a limited amount of missiles, which have to be replenished by picking up debris, basically, from the city domes. So eventually, there we go, we managed to kill that one. Eventually, you do need to get in there. Okay, this is going to be really risky. Let's see if we can search. Okay, we found something. I'm going to get back straight out again, because those things are coming straight for us, look. Let's get further down. I think they're going to shoot us. Okay, yeah, I got attacked. I thought I got a bit close there. So yeah, so right, so this is a really interesting game. It's an early example of a sort of action strategy game, and it's very, very good. Now, what I loved about this as a kid was that the game manual kind of described the story of what was going on quite well. It actually dedicated a whole page or two of the cassette inlay to actually kind of describe what was going on in the story. And obviously, because the graphics aren't very good, it really really plays in your imagination. So I was never very good at this game. I don't think I ever got more than a couple of pieces of Zoidzilla when I was playing as a kid. Now, I was playing this a little bit earlier before I started recording. And I actually got a piece of Zoidzilla in this first location. Okay. Now, I think what we want to do is we need to move out of here. I'm going to get well out of here. I'm going to wait for these enemies to settle down and move away. Now, we don't... Because we are low on Zoidar power... Well, we're not low on Zoidar power, but we will be low on Zoidar power if we're not careful. I'm actually going to move to the next location, and we're going to come back here. In fact, I think I will... yeah, I kind of want to get in and just search the domes that we've taken, but I don't really want to get too close. Okay, so this heartbeat at the top, by the way, this kind of like pulse. This is kind of telling you how the Zoid you're piloting feels. It's got like emotions, and so if you follow this, it will kind of give you an indicator of how close you are to being attacked. We're going to get attacked here, so let's just move. They found us, I think. Yeah, okay. Here comes the missile attack. Now, if you get too many of these in a row, they will start bombarding you with endless missile attacks. So it'd be quite nice if I could actually find a piece of Zoidzilla so you can see what it looks like, because you can upgrade your Zoid and you get stronger, basically. This is how it works. I've been lucky so far. I've not been hit by a single missile, I don't think. Oh, I'm going to get hit now, I think. Yeah, there we go, look. So I'll just take some damage. And as you can see, the heads-up display kind of like... We really took a pounding there. Oh, and again. These are getting hard to hit. Also, it doesn't help that the controls are really difficult to kind of aim. You sort of have to aim to the side of the missiles a little bit, so that the individual, you see, you fire these kind of two machine guns. You actually need the side of the machine gun to kind of hit, like either the left stream of bullets or the right stream of bullets. Because this is like a 2 frame a second game, so it's. Yeah, I might have bitten off more than I can chew here, getting a bit too close. There we go, okay. I think I am actually going to back out of this area and try and let the... Come on. Yeah, okay. I'm getting attacked. So I think I've screwed this one up, guys. I think it's not going to be possible for me to win this one now. So really, you've got to play stealthily. That's the whole point. And yeah, so... As you can see, like, I will be able to survive this, probably. But I'm thinking that I've screwed up here. So really what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to finish the game here now, because this will just go on forever. So this is one of the problems with this game, is that this particular part of it is not that exciting. And I think that this is kind of where, I'll show you what happens when you die. Oh, I didn't mean to actually destroy those. So, okay. Let's see if I can get away. Otherwise, if I keep getting attacked, I will quit. Okay, let's try and move out of here. Now we can try shooting down. Yeah, okay, here we go. I'm kind of far away though. We might be able to survive this one. Sometimes you will just get attacked by just a couple of these missiles. So yeah, this is a really interesting idea for a game. It's kind of an early, I guess it's an early strategy game in some respects. And this is kind of, when I saw Microprose kind of reappear, this feels like Microprose feels like they're kind of trying to do kind of old school games. I don't know if you played High Fleet, but that was an example of very forward-thinking kind of retro game design, really. In that, the game itself is kind of mixing strategy and action, very much like this, and with the usual heads-up display. Okay, I did actually manage to get out. Let's just move these guys. Move my Zoid this way. Perhaps I will continue playing just for a bit. Okay. Okay, plenty of missiles left. Damage sustained H6%. That looks like a bug. I don't know if that's because I'm playing on an like a emulated version. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head to the next one of these areas. Long-range scanners indicate a serpent missile attack is imminent. Oh right, okay, so we got attacked from long range. Now this is from a spine back probably, so these things can actually launch long range missiles at you. They don't have to be close. Fortunately they didn't fire much at us. There we go. Okay, so we did get away, but they're still targeting us. That's why it's probably smart for me to keep moving. We're going to go this way. Okay, his heartbeat's calming down a bit. Now, the goal of the game is to destroy Red Horn the Terrible. He's like the big bad guy, you know, the big bad red Zoid, the most powerful of all the mutated red Zoids that you can come across. I think we're going to hit... Let's just do a homing attack on... There we go, on the power station there. And while we're waiting for that to come in, let's see if we can move in and take out the beacon. Now, we are running low on Zoidar power. We are going to have to get straight in. Now, the maps in this game are designed quite nicely. They all provide like different challenges. You've got to really be careful about how you approach getting at the power station, because you've got to be close enough to be able to do the homing strike on it. Ah, there we are, look. So if we just stop here. This is moving this way. And we're just going to... As you can see, this is a radio beacon. So we should be able to fire over these mountains once our home base manages to hit its target. There we go, base has hit target. I'm going to take out the beacon. Now, you don't have to take out the beacon. The problem is, though, if the mammoth one or the red horn turns up, we're in big trouble. Like, especially as a spider Zoid, you can't fight them. But that is a good way to get their attention when you are finally in Zoidzilla and you've got the capabilities to be able to take out red horn. I don't think I ever completed this game, like I say, as a kid. I think when I was a little bit older, I tried playing it again, and I got a lot further than I did when I was a kid. Because when I was a kid, this game baffled me a little bit. Okay, there we go. So we've now taken out the beacon. What we need to do now is we've got to get to that dome, and I'm going to call another airstrike down on the power station. Oh, come on. It's not seeing it for some reason. Let's try again. Okay. There's no point in doing it unless we can get close enough. Now, you can usually fire a couple of missiles off and kill a couple of city domes in the time that it takes. I wonder why that's not working. Okay, there we go. That's going to hit the power station. We're going to sneak kind of just out the way of this city dome. Just close enough that we can be able to shoot 2 or 3 of them. Because these are all quite close to each other. If I can take all 3 of them out and sneak in and steal whatever they've got, we might be able to get the Zoidar power we need. Okay, Spider Zoid's nerves have started to chill out a little bit. I'm going to move a little bit closer. There we go, look. So we can see these other ones. And then we might go for the mine, because there will definitely be Zoidar power in the mine. Okay, let's take out this city dome. Now, remembering that we do want to go back to the other one and search the city domes that we took, but I just needed the alert level to kind of drop a little bit. And I'm pretty sure it will do. But it's been a while since I've played this, so it might be that the Zoids will just kind of like be on high alert forever now. Okay, I've done a pretty good job so far of this little missile game. I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to get in there and try and take him out. Here we go. So, if you can imagine this game being remade, there'd be some really cool stuff you could do, especially with like modern graphics. So, I do like this is a very, very cool game because you are kind of sneaking around. I reckon you could put some cool stealth mechanics in there and stuff to do with, you know, being able to evade the enemy radar, having them search for you, that kind of stuff. Okay, let's get in there now. I'm going to search. While we're on that, try and hit this again. Oh, come on. Yeah, we're going to have to search this really fast and move before these... Nothing? No, nothing. Okay, and we got to move. These guys are coming for us, look. I'm kind of in big trouble here because I don't have any power, so I'm likely to lose this game now, I think. I wasn't decisive enough, I don't think, or brave enough to kind of get in and search the city domes that I killed in that last one. I don't know why there was nothing in that one there, though. You usually find something in the domes. More? Yep. Incoming. Now, because of the Spectrum's colour clash, it can be actually difficult to see what's going on with these with this system. Now, because I'm old, I've got the ability to not only withstand old graphics, but I can actually decipher them as well. There we go. Okay, we managed to escape, but we do need some Zoidar power, so let's try and hit that base. Yeah, I don't think there's a point in doing this. Okay. Hit the power station. Target on hit list. Gonna get a little bit closer. Hopefully the enemy's not going to send patrols out from this direction. Because what I want to do is I'm going to keep an eye on what's going on here. Let's try and spot where they're going. Now they've all come out of the city dome to protect what's going on, or protect their territory. By the way, this icon here on the top right, this is the gun. This is your gun. So if you can actually initiate the missile defense yourself. Why you would want to, I don't know. Getting very low on Zoidar power, by the way. We're going to have to make a play for the mine if we don't find anything in here. Okay, the city dome is here. Okay, let's go and see what we can find inside there. Come on. Maybe I'm not on it. No, nothing here. Okay, nothing at all. So, hopefully we still got... Oh no, here we go, getting attacked. We're so low on Zoidar energy, I think this could be a game over. So, actually, I was watching some of the reviews of this, you know, kind of people who have been examining this game on YouTube, and I think people agree that this was quite far ahead of its time in terms of gameplay. There weren't really that many, like, sort of great action strategy games. The first really good one, I would say, that I can remember from back in the day was Carrier Command, the very first Carrier Command. That was a good game. That was really complex, and that was on the Spectrum as well. Like, the Spectrum could actually handle some quite complex games. It didn't look very good on the Spectrum though, not like it did on the Atari ST or the Amiga or something. Yeah, they're really going for me now, look. Ugh. Oh, more coming. Yeah, so that's my main gripe with this game, that I find makes it borderline unplayable now. See, that was reasonable. That was a reasonable amount of missiles. Sometimes, though, it can go on for like 5 minutes. And you're just like, what? Okay. We're just going to have to go straight for the... Oh, let's just not do that. Hold on. Let's just kill this Zoid, whatever it is that's close to us. we can kill this, it will lessen the amount of attacks on us. So, I hit the mountain. Bad luck. Let's hit the. We can actually hit the power station. We might be a little bit late though. So, yeah, because the other domes, they will have regenerated. What we're going to do is we're going to move our way down a little bit, and then we're going to take out the mine. Now, I'll just show you the mine. Yeah, the Zoidar mine. We need to get that stuff, the Zoidar power out of that, if we're to survive. Let's take out this enemy. I don't know what it is. Yes, I think it's a Hell Runner. Hopefully it won't have too many attacks. Depending on what it is. Oh no. Oh, I took a couple of hits, but we are probably going to run out of Zoidar power anyway during the course of this attack, I think. So yeah, it's really interesting because the Zoidar power basically acts as a timer, and so it forces you to play decisively. You've actually got to make a dedicated play to try to get more power, and it stops you from just kind of like sneaking around on the periphery using. Yeah, there we go, game over. So anyway, guys, that's actually pretty good because that's about half an hour. So this is Zoids: The Battle Begins. This is what we had to put up with in the 1980s. It's actually a really good game, and if you get good at it, you can get, you can kind of level yourself up. You get better Zoids. They don't have any better abilities, but you just get more hit points, and I don't know if your attacks are stronger. I'm not quite sure how it works in that respect, but yeah. So what's to take away from this? Well, I'm going to be looking at more retro games because I'm really interested to see kind of how games design was approached, back in the early days. This is, this came out around the same kind of time as Super Mario Brothers, basically, and it's an example of what was going on. I think this was made in the UK. It was released by Martech, I think, which was a UK company. Most of the ZX Spectrum games initially were, based in the UK because the ZX Spectrum was a British console, and this, so like Japan was kind of isolated in a sense of games design from the West in a lot of ways, and they must have been playing, people in the West would have been playing would have at least been looking at arcade design, because the arcade machines definitely made it over to the West. It took a lot longer for consoles like the Famicom, to come over, in the form of the NES, but still, console design and arcade design really fed into home computer design, and there must have been some play backwards, backward the other way as well. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting to take a look at some of these old games and just kind of see what they're doing, and you get to see some old stuff from the past. And I'm not going to just be playing really, really old games. I've been playing a whole bunch of stuff, including old console games and that. And I've bought a Mr. FPGA system, which should be arriving in August, I think. And so when that comes, I'll be able to do some really cool emulated stuff as well. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that, guys. It's something a little bit different for the Battle Mode channel, and yeah, I'm going to be doing more stuff like this because I'm needing a bit of a break from modern strategy games at the moment. I'm finding them pretty uninspiring, apart from Galciv, which I'm really enjoying, but pretty much everything else I'm bored of. So it's been cool just to kind of just broaden my horizons a little bit and kind of look back into the past to see what people were doing back then. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.